Jalen Hurts. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Eagles and the Giants. Coming up.
It's the second of 3 on this Christmas Day with the Giants and Eagles. And off we go in Philadelphia. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Now leading them out, someone who's forged an excellent career as a 6th-round pick way back in 2011 from Virginia Tech, Tyrod Taylor.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led him to victory. He's doing all the right things.
That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
Barkley unable to get away on the first down run as he'll be stopped for a loss of a couple. Well, now hang on here because Saquon Barkley is in some discomfort, so we're going to have a pause here for an injury. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They go play action with Taylor. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. On to punt, Jamie Gillen. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious. When their number is called, someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
Now this throw caught left side, and they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. That time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices. It's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling. Maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play. Yes, indeed, that play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in and plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they're trying to preach.
First and goal at the 1. Scott. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. They go again with Scott. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's third and goal. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
It's caught, and it's 8-0. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes can prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And New York set to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. You look at this Eagle defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a third down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Play action, now Taylor. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Scott to return it. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Wide receiver A.J. Brown, you see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate him.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Penny, a 1st down carry. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Again, it's Penny. That's now consecutive 5-yard carries to pick up the 1st down.
And the flashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. Let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Penny is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
The call for Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And he returns this to the 22. New York's offense back out there and set to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Hodgins in motion. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Taylor. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, Taylor. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, the return is Scott. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. This will be caught once again by Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Running left, it's Penny. Past the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 56 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now they'll run it again with Penny. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Rashad Penny in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. The 3rd time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the 3rd.
Okay, so they didn't get this one. But I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready! Ready!
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. On the return, Boston Scott. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it. It's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Philly. 48 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The handoff, running left is Penny. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Julio Jones with career touchdown number 70. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Hurts will throw. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of the tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
3rd down and 10. Taylor. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, they'll spot him right at midfield at the 50. 81 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Quick slant to Brown. And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as he'll take this down inside the 45. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now it's Penny running right. A big pickup there for the Eagles first down, 18 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. Man open left side is Brown. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season? And he loses the football a second time. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery.
Ready up.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Hassan Reddick coming through with a stop there and a tackle for loss to boot. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Nick Kwiatkowski in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillendow as he's on for the 5th time here today. Let's take it inside his own 40. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Right, set.
Here's a give to Penny. And he spins past him and into space. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 131 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. Here's Scott. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Second and goal, and Penny standing by himself in the backfield. They get it to him running left. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Rashad Penny, his third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Eagles add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. They're going to try and run. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No. Okay.
Throwing now, Taylor on first down. A quick pass here, he's got Shepard. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Here's Taylor. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Taylor able to use those legs of his to pick up a first.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Eagles' 42-yard line. Get it!
Here's Taylor. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. On first and 10, it's Taylor. His throw incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now Taylor. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Hassan Reddick in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Here's Taylor to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
19 yards. First down, New York.
To throw is Taylor. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here, you've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Gano the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Play action. Here's Hurts. 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They go play action with Hurts. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The New York set to take the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man,